Hi guys, it's April Lee. Sorry for the boring basic location I'm in right here, but I wanted to talk about something that I have. It's called mast cell activation syndrome, and I'm not going to really get into what it is exactly because I need to read on that to read it off to you to get it accurate. But I wanted to talk to you about some of the symptoms that it causes me. So I'm a little red now, but I get a lot of flushing. So red here, my nose, my chin, usually red over my chest, and then it gets really hot, very hot to the touch, and usually run a low-grade fever. I get a lot of fatigue with it, extreme body pain outside of normal fibromyalgia pain, shortness of breath. I noticed after I would eat, didn't matter what it was, I would get extremely exhausted, turn very red with the heat, flushing, almost looks like a mylar butterfly rash, like lupus or something. Would run a low-grade fever, usually 99.3 to 99.5, when my temperature is usually on the lower end naturally. So all these symptoms would come together with a lot of fatigue and then usually shortness of breath. So I started feeling like I was allergic to everything around me and just my own body, just existing. I felt allergic reactions when I've never really had those symptoms before. So this happened about 2.5 years ago. I got COVID, then I got long COVID, and then suddenly I had these weird symptoms. And I brought it up casually to my rheumatologist, and he kept blowing it off as rosacea or just hot flashes or something like that, so I let it go. Finally, I had an allergy doctor that I thought, let me get some allergy testing. They found out I was allergic to some things, tried the shots on me, and ended up having bad reaction to that. Then somebody at random on one of my pages said, I think you, well, not I think you have, but you need to check out mast cell activation syndrome because I think you have that. And I thought, okay, well, let me go ask my immunologist because after researching what mast cell activation syndrome is, also known as Mcas, I realized that you need to see either an allergist, immunologist, or you can even see a GI doctor if they're doing certain testing on you to test a biopsy of tissue, to test for, do a certain staining to look for mast cells, overabundance of those. And so I knew what I needed to do. So I researched on it, knowing what needed to be done. I went and I spoke to the allergy office and I said, hey, I'm looking to get this specific thing tested for and diagnosed if I have it so I can get treated. And I'd like to know if you do that. And they said, sure. So I made the appointment, went in there, explained everything. I even had pictures of some of the stuff that I wanted to show. So I showed my pictures and all that. And he decided to go ahead and test me for mast cell activation, which I ended up having. Started me on all of the treatments for that, basically low histamine diet, and then supplements that I wanted to do was vitamin C, probably gonna butcher this word, but quercetin, something like that, it's a supplement, and a few other bromelain, stuff like that. And then he put me on 2 different antihistamines for blocking histamine, and then a version of Xolair called Mcas in the evening for the extreme inflammation and pain, and then cromolyn for the stomach symptoms and getting to the abundance of mast cells in that area, trying to work on that. And all of this together did help quite a bit. So with the symptoms I had after eating, I still get low-grade fever, the flushing and the heat, and tired, just don't feel very good for a while, lasts a few hours, then it goes away. The shortness of breath that came with that, and that I was also getting almost like chest pain and chest tightness, that actually stopped. So that tells you how extreme I was reacting to whatever my body is allergic to. And they've done all kinds of testing, so it's not like I have a food allergy, it's the fact that apparently the mast cells, when you have too many of them, they just go crazy and start releasing histamines, and then the histamines can release all kinds of mediators and chemicals throughout the body. And I had a super high level of, sorry, I heard something fall, prostaglandin PGD2, I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it was very high. When it's very high, it causes chronic debilitating pain. Well, hello, I was in severe pain, and taking the Mcas, which basically is supposed to help with that, calming down the mediators there, within 4 to 5 days, all that extra pain I had was controlled by that. So that being said, getting treated for this condition is very important, because having an extreme high inflammatory response 24/7 is not good for your body at all. And so it's been good, but it's not fully under control. So I wanted to talk about something called Xolair, also known as, I'm gonna probably say this wrong, Omalizumab. I don't know, Omalizumab, whatever that is. So Xolair is what I'm being prescribed, and it's like insanely expensive. I think like almost like $20,000 a year or more. And so anyway, once it's approved by insurance, which might be a hassle to do, I have all the evidence there to prove that I need it, and the doctor is going to get that approved for me. There's a copay, some sort of assistance program where they just fill in your information and basically get it down to $0 to $5 per appointment with this stuff, if insurance approves it or basically shows that you need it, you know. And so all that will end up working out, and I'm gonna have it done. It's supposed to be very minimal side effects and very, very low risk. But the first injection, they said I have to be there for about maybe half an hour just to be observed to make sure I respond okay. And there might be an EpiPen involved. I'm not sure. He did mention that, but I'll let you know more. But what he's hoping is that all of this irritation that I get, like I'm really sensitive to the sun out of nowhere. I go to drive around, it can even be like barely sunny, and I have got welts all over my chest and on my face. So, you know, I live in sunny Florida. I can't imagine what summer would be like, even with like a hat and sunblock, what's gonna happen to me then. So just a short car ride and like a few minutes in the sun, having that kind of response that lasts for hours and is irritated and burns, and then I feel sick. It's almost like you feel like you got like sun poisoning after like 5-10 minutes outside. That's not a good thing. So the hope is that getting this injection will calm down the inflammation, and I guess I'm gonna read to you what it's supposed to do. It says it works by blocking the binding of free IgE to the corresponding FcERI receptor on basophils and mast cells, consequently inhibiting their activation by allergens. And it's supposed to be used as a mast cell stabilizer. So I'm on 2 different antihistamines. The goal would be to get off of those, which would be wonderful, because some antihistamines cause weight gain, and long-term they're not really good for, I think like, what do you call it? Like Alzheimer's and things like that. So memory and everything. So I think getting off of those would be like really good for me. And I'm on cromolyn, which is for the stomach. I could get off of that. And then he is thinking that if I respond very well and the shot works great, that I would still possibly need to be on Mcas, which is a version of Xolair. Not sure, you know, how long I'd have to do that or have to keep it at all, but it seems like I could eliminate a lot of medications, because this injection is supposedly supposed to prevent any of the activity happening, rather than just going in there like a little like, you know, soldier trying to like battle all the things coming at it symptom wise. It's supposed to just like stop it all from ever starting. So not sure if that's gonna work for me. I have extreme sensitivity to drugs, like bad. I'm allergic to I think like 9 antibiotics, and I can't take like NSAIDs and stuff like that. Like I have crazy reactions to stuff. And so I don't know how I'm going to do, but I'm very, very hopeful. I just feel peace about getting this injection and hoping that it does everything it says it's going to do. And I'm excited because I would like to have more energy, and I would like to not be so inflamed, because this mast cell activation syndrome added to the fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue and all the other things I have, it has been terrible, because it basically, it's like if you got a little candle and now you've poured like gasoline and just got like a forest fire everywhere 24/7. So I'm really, really hopeful of Xolair. If any of you had tried it for any reason, I would love to see what your reaction to it was, whatever your symptoms by taking it, if it's better, worse, whatever, reactions and stuff. I don't know. I feel like with this kind of thing that my body's going to respond really well. I'm definitely going to be praying about it, that I respond well and I don't have an anaphylactic reaction or anything crazy, because I would love, it would just be great to have something that would actually do something for my symptoms. So, so far while I'm on here, I'll cut it short in a second. What's helped me the most with my fatigue from my conditions is B12 shots for me personally. My B12 is super low. I do not absorb it like I should. My ice maker is so loud. I feel like someone's breaking in my house. Sorry. The B12 has worked so well. I used to take it liquid, sublingual, all that, and it just 3 times the amount, didn't matter, was not getting absorbed. So if your fatigue is really high, I think getting your B12 checked, make sure that's good level, is like amazing to do. I noticed if mine is under a 500, even though that's supposed to be like a good range, I feel symptoms. I feel neuropathy and fatigue and brain fog and insomnia and pain and all of that when it's not up there. And then vitamin D3, I take vitamin D3K2 liquid dose every day. My doctor checks it a couple times a year, and my vitamin D, even with doing that, is like a 30. And 25 is considered, I think 25 is like borderline, like low, right? Or insufficient or whatever. And so usually my doctor will do a prescription dose just to boost me up. Once I've done that for 8 weeks, it always gets it up to about 50 or 60, and then it slowly drops over time and does it again. So the vitamin D, when I take that, I have less bone pain and more energy. Not like a lot of energy, because everything I have causes fatigue, but like the lack of energy from the B12 being low, the mood being off, the extra fatigue and the extra body pain in the sense of like bone pain is improved by keeping my vitamin D up. And then also when your vitamin D's up, it helps with your estrogen levels apparently. And then also I think helps with the absorption of vitamin B12. Don't quote me on that, I'm not sure, but I feel like it does. So vitamin B12 injections is what I do, vitamin D3K2, and then occasional, probably about twice a year, 2 to 3 times, they do a prescription dose of vitamin D, and melatonin at night to help me sleep better, at least get to sleep, and then pacing and just listening to my body and what it wants and doesn't want. So this kind of was a combination of things, but I wanted to touch on the Xolair the most because I'm really excited that something will get more control of the mast cell activation syndrome and maybe help me like get a break from like a constant state of flare, because I seriously, it's like, I feel like 5 days a week I'm flaring and there's no breaks, like except for the 1 or 2 days. I'm like, today I have some energy and I feel okay, but like last week I basically was recovering from a flare. It took me 4 days to get over it. One day of like, oh, I'm better. And then one day of just going to an event for my daughter. And then that afternoon I was totally physically shot. The next day started having crazy symptoms, turned into vertigo, migraine, extreme nausea, and just feeling very sick, which then landed me like super fatigued and totally off on Monday and Tuesday, started feeling somewhat better Wednesday, and then today is Thursday, and I'm just feeling like, oh, I can do something. I can clean, I can think, I can whatever. And then I work tomorrow, usually in the afternoon, even if I work 3 or 4 hours, I'm like, I can't do anything. And then I work Saturday, and then church on Sunday. I don't know. All I know is the pattern of my life is like, I do something for 1 day and I pay for it for 4. I recover on day 5, and then the cycle starts again. That doesn't sound fun, does it? It doesn't sound fun to me. Also, another thing is my husband had mentioned to me after the day we just went to this event, I didn't really do anything. He was right. He's like, I came home, I'm like, I'm so exhausted. I'm so exhausted. He's like, we didn't do anything. And I'm like, I know. But the thing is that if someone had the flu, would you look at them and say, like, if they're saying they don't feel good or they're tired, like, we didn't do anything. Like, you just know they have the flu, right? You know that it makes you tired. You know that it makes you sick. You know that you're just going to feel bad. You don't have to do anything. You just are sick. And so because you can't see all this on the outside of me, or I don't have a runny nose or look sick, it's the way people think. They just don't realize that you're fighting a battle 24/7. Like, if you could see through what is going on in my body, just imagine like a war zone. That's what it feels like to me. I have peace in my heart, and I feel peaceful in my mind, but I feel like my body is like battling always. So that's how I feel. I don't know how you feel, but that's how I feel, and I just wanted to say that. So if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for like supporting me and making wonderful, kind comments, and you know, supporting my channel and interacting with me, because it really helps me a lot. This channel is so good for my mental health and my my joy, and it's helping me to feel like I'm not alone, and I'm hoping that I help you feel like you're not alone. So I hope you're having a good day, and I'm gonna go. God bless, and bye.